My name's Pete Woods, you're watching Hexhamtv. Who are you?
I'm Penny Grennan and I have just released my first solo album.
So Penny, why?
Why? Well, I play a lot with a number of bands. I've been playing with the Cherry Pickers for 12 years and I play with the Spectacles and I play with Hexham Village Band and Hexham Bluegrass, and some of those bands release albums, but I write a lot of songs myself. I've got about 60. And I take them to the bands, particularly the Cherry Pickers, and say, would you like this song? And they go, no, because it's not quite the sort of music that the Cherry Pickers play. So I thought, well, actually, nobody's going to record these songs unless I do. So I was very fortunate in that I had a win on the premium bonds that almost matched the cost of recording and releasing album. So thank you, premium bonds. So I spent a year in and out of the studio at Core Music with Dean Parker, who is a fantastic musician, but also is a recorder, and he did the recording and he did the producing, and we went on a long journey together, and the end result was the CD. So it's been very exciting and really interesting as a musician and songwriter, because it was around devising it. I obviously play the songs on my own mainly, and I play them in folk clubs, and at every opportunity I'll play them. But to work with somebody who's so highly skilled, who actually totally understood what I was trying to do. And then it's all live. Musicians playing, except for one track where we needed a full orchestra, so we had to get one of those by other means. But we used a lot of really amazing musicians who came in and played on the numbers. So it was a really interesting and stimulating and exciting journey, actually, from the idea to the fruition.
So how difficult was it to choose the songs that went onto the album out of 60 that you've written?
It wasn't very difficult, because I've been playing with bands for so long. It's not just about the numbers, it's about how they fit together. So it's like putting together a playlist. So some of the songs were comedy songs, and I decided that I didn't want those, so that was one way of weeding out some of the songs. Some of them I knew were going to be very difficult to do, and I'm going to return to some of those. There's a couple where I just made the tuning up and the chords up, and so replicating those is slightly complicated. So there were some that I know are old favourites that people really like, so I've been playing them for a bit of time in the places where I play live. So no, I didn't find it that difficult. I wanted songs that I knew had got potential that I wanted to explore. But that were like part of the family of songs, I think.
Is there a theme to the songs?
No, and in fact it was only through recording in this way that I realised that I write jazz, I write the blues, I write folk, I do unaccompanied. And somebody said to me the other day the thing they really liked about the album was that it's not stuck in one sort of idiom or genre, and that there's a whole range of things. So there's a protest song in there called Rosa Parks. There's a lullaby that's turned into a sort of medieval Star Wars piece. So they are quite different, but I hope that they hang together, because the common thread in it is the voice, which is me. So no, there is no theme, but there is a funny story about the title. So in the olden days, not so much now, people used to choose a title track like as their main one, because it would be released as a single and it would have an A-side, and they would call their album that. But those days have gone. So I was thinking I couldn't find a title for the album, and I was having a discussion about my name, which is Penny Grennan, which doesn't slip off the tongue like the Beatles or the Who or Adele or anybody else. So I was just joking around really, and I said, I could just pretend to be somebody else. This is a solo album. And somebody said, no, you have to call the album by your name, because Tom Grennan has done the work for you in terms of getting the world are sort of aware or accepting of what is not a slick name really for the music industry. So I thought, oh, okay, fine. So I'll keep my own name. And then somebody has said, well, you have to call your album No Relation because you're not related to Tom Grennan. So I like that, and that's what it's called.
So where can people get a copy of your album?
Well, if they just listen to things on digital platforms, it's on all the digital platforms, and you just need to search for Penny Grennan. I don't even have to put No Relation in. I am apparently the only one, but so they can listen to it like that, so on Spotify and things like that. You can buy it through Bandcamp, same thing, just Penny Grennan, No Relation. If you want to go and exchange money for a CD, you can buy them through Bandcamp, but you can get them at Core Music as well. Or I do carry them around with me, and people buy them off me in the street, which actually I enjoy hugely. So I think it's quite widely available.
And will people be able to see you performing the songs in the future?
Yes. So I had the launch at the Forum Cinema on Friday, and that was really well attended. That was lovely, where we showed a music video, so people might want to look up the No Housework song, which is on my Facebook page, but also on YouTube. But I've been booked for the bandstand sessions to play with Dean again. And so we're setting up some gigs locally and in Newcastle to promote it, but also just to get the music out there. So,
and we're really lucky, aren't we, to have a facility like Core Music in Hexham with a studio and with some skilled people like Dean and others who work down there who can actually put together, an album or perhaps the spoken word or something like that that people want to get out there.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing, and it wouldn't have happened really if it hadn't been as locally based. So I bought my instruments from Core. I live here. I did all the design work. Julie from Rolling Audio did the mixing and the mastering. Dean at Core did all the recording. Most of the musicians came through Core, who I know because I either play with them or were recommended. So the opportunity's there, and Core has upgraded the recording studio now, and it's available for hire. And any musicians out there who want to record something, I couldn't recommend it more highly. It is absolutely amazing resource.
Penny Grennan, thank you very much for talking to Hexhamtv.
Thank you.